Welcome to School and Around, a podcast hosted by Branching Minds featuring prominent leaders, subject matter experts, and thought innovators with their perspectives on the current challenges facing K-12 education. I'm your host, Larissa Napolitan, a former teacher, instructional coach, and a member of the Branching Minds team. My hope is to shine a light on phenomenal educators and those that are on a mission to transform our schools and the lives of students. If you lead a school or a district, your schedule is packed. You bounce from classroom observations to parent meetings and then straight into budget planning. Finding time to focus on one of the reasons we do this work, student engagement, can feel like a luxury. But building an engaged student body is the foundation of everything else we want to achieve. Today, we're going to unpack how education leaders can actively support student engagement, even when time is tight. We will explore the rationale behind it, share some practical tools you can use, and look at specific examples for both elementary and secondary schools. First, let's start with the rationale. Why does student engagement need your direct attention as a leader? Engagement is not just about keeping kids busy or quiet. It's multidimensional. We look at behavioral engagement, which is participation and effort. We look at emotional engagement, which involves a student's sense of belonging and connection to school. Finally, we have cognitive engagement, where students invest strategically in their own learning. Research shows a steep drop in engagement as students move through the system. In early grades, a large majority of students feel engaged, but by high school, that number falls significantly. This drop is a massive missed opportunity because highly engaged students can show significantly higher achievement, especially in subjects like math and reading. They develop skills like persistence and critical thinking that set them up for success long after graduation. When your schedule is overwhelmed with administrative fires, it is easy to default to traditional teacher-driven compliance. But compliance is not engagement. True engagement happens when we shift to a student-driven model. This means giving students roles, responsibilities, and collaborative structures to tackle challenging academic tasks. It means creating an environment where students experience flow and productive struggle. They wrestle with ideas, rely on their peers, and come up with solutions themselves. As a leader, your job is to build a culture that supports this shift. You do not have to be in every classroom every minute to make an impact. You can use simple, high-leverage tools to guide your teachers. One of the best tools a leader can use is focused, formative feedback through collaborative observations. Instead of evaluating a teacher's performance, shift the focus to the students. What are the students doing? When you walk through a classroom, look for high-yield student learning strategies. Are students setting goals? Are they making choices? Are they discussing text, solving problems, or self-assessing their own work? You can use simple digital checklists or an observation protocol on your phone or tablet. Spend 15 minutes in the room, annotate the evidence of student-driven engagement, and then send that feedback directly to the teacher. When you frame your feedback around student actions, you help teachers view learning from a student's perspective. It removes that evaluative pressure that teachers often feel and opens up a dialogue about how to increase academic rigor and student autonomy. Now, let's talk about how this actually looks in practice. What can you, as a leader, encourage your staff to implement? So we're going to break it down into 3 different pillars: voice, choice, and empowerment. Let us look at the elementary level first. Building student voice and agency starts early. It lays the groundwork for everything that follows in middle and high school. One simple, low-effort, high-impact tool you can support at the elementary level is Some Days Project. Have every student and staff member complete a simple sentence. Someday in school, I would like to ... And then throughout the year, school leaders and teachers can work together to make these wishes come true. The requests are often surprisingly achievable. One student might want to read a book to their class in their home language, while the parent translates. Another might want to spend recess with a younger sibling. If a wish is impossible, like bringing a pet elephant to school, you can adapt. You create a hallway gallery of beloved animal photos instead. This simple practice shows young children that their voices matter and their school leaders listen to them. You can also foster engagement by helping elementary teachers build trauma-sensitive structured routines. Students need their basic needs met before they can engage cognitively. We all know this. Encourage your teachers to adopt daily emotional check-ins, like a morning meeting. When students feel safe and when classroom structure is predictable, they are ready to learn. You want to create environments where the cognitive challenge is placed on learning new content, not figuring out unexpected classroom procedures. As we move into the secondary level, the strategies need to evolve to match the maturity and complexity of students. Middle school and high school students desperately crave high-quality relationships and relevance. Connective instruction, where teachers help students see the curriculum as critical to their own lives and culture, has a massive impact on engagement. As a leader, you can champion student voice through structural changes. Consider implementing student advisory groups. Bring together a diverse mix of students for regular conversations about their needs, their expectations, and the trends they see in school. And then listen to their feedback and, more importantly, act on it. If a student suggests changes to the cafeteria layout or requests a specific spirit day, let them lead the planning. Providing students with learning choice is another powerful tool. Encourage your teachers to use choice boards, allowing students to demonstrate their learning by creating a video, designing a podcast, or even building a website. Now, let us take it a step further to true student empowerment. At the secondary level, you can support student-led projects and even restorative justice models. Instead of traditional discipline for low-level infractions, you might help establish a student tribunal or peer court. Giving students the platform to evaluate peer infraction allows them to take a vested interest in their school culture. It even helps them learn how to self-regulate. Hearing feedback from peers often prompts deeper reflection than hearing it from an adult. You could also support teachers implementing challenge-based learning. This framework encourages students to identify and solve real-world problems in their community. Maybe they build a rain garden or solve a drainage issue on campus, or they organize a community service project to support a school in another state. When students take the lead on these initiatives, the teacher shifts from delivering knowledge to facilitating a journey. Supporting student engagement does not mean adding 20 new tasks to your already busy schedule. It means applying specific lens to the work you already do. When you conduct walkthroughs, look for student-driven productive struggle rather than teacher-driven lectures. When you plan professional development, provide teachers with tools to increase student autonomy. When you look at school policies, ask yourself, where could you insert student voice, choice, and empowerment? Remember, engaged students are not just compliant students. They are students who are attracted to their work, persist through challenges, and take visible delight in their accomplishments. By intentionally fostering a learning environment built on trust, high expectations, and relevant challenges, you ensure that students remain at the heart of everything your school does. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Schoolin' Around. Like always, if you liked what you heard today, feel free to share this episode with a friend. Now, take these tools, empower your students, and have a great week leading. Thanks for listening to Schoolin' Around, a podcast hosted by Branching Minds. Go ahead and subscribe to our feed wherever you listen to podcasts. And don't forget, if you are enjoying our content, would you do us a favor and rate and review our podcast on iTunes? This helps others find our podcast and lets us know how much you love what we're creating. Branching Minds is an educational technology company using learning sciences and technology to help districts effectively personalize learning through MTSS. To learn more about us, check out our website, branchingminds.com, or follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or LinkedIn @Branching Minds.